I win. Okay, we're back to the old 88 Series 3. It's still not going. So I've been fiddling around with it this afternoon and just racking my brain and just going through everything again. I've done a whole stack of stuff. I've checked for a pulse on the coil, and the light lights up with the pulse, so we know that the ignition amplifier is working. We have a pulse to the injectors. I checked the fuel earlier. I had pressure at this end of the rail, and then I took this one off the end of here. This is the inlet pressure regulator. It has two. It has one at that side, that's an outlet, and there's no fuel coming through there, yet it had high pressure here. So I pulled this thing off and it was blocked. It was totally seized. It just wouldn't blow anything through it. So I put some compressed air through it and it made all these funny noises. I put a WD-40 and it's going now. But I started cranking again and I had no fuel to the rail now, but it had pressure when I released it. And I went back and checked. I thought, okay, I put an extra 10 litres of fuel in it just in case. I thought I've already put extra in it, but that didn't work. So okay, it might be a blocked filter. And this filter, oh, let me back my back, sorry about that. Oh. It's not blocked. It's been in there since, God, what's it say? July 08. But there's no crap in it. I blew it out, so that's still okay. So then I whacked the ignition on. It runs, pump runs like it should do for 2 seconds, but still no fuel's coming out of that line there. My next job is to tackle this changeover valve, and maybe it's open the opposite way because this tank's empty. I don't know, but I might just bypass that and see if we can get fuel into the pump and see if that's pumping through that pipe again. So we'll organise that. Fuel's running freely from the tank. So we know it's yep, she's definitely the changeover valve. There's no fuel coming out of that whatsoever, so we'll let one of them bypass it because we're going to get one tank for the time being. I've got to find a barb to join those two hoses, unless I can get that one to bend all the way around to there without spilling too much. Well, I got it on. It wasn't pretty. Better clean this up before the EPA come. Okay. See if we can pump some fuel into that cap. That pump will run for 2 seconds. I won't start it. Oh. Okay. Let's go back. Oh, she's full. Maybe you've primed it too much. Okay, all hooked up, ready to go. Okay, let's crank it, see if it starts. Oh, straight away. Doesn't sound real good. Sounds better. I might just disable that cold start sensor, because that could be crooked. No leaks. She's popping on the bank B, is it? Is that on bank A? I don't know, on the left bank. It's been running for about 10 minutes now. A bit of oil burning off the back of the exhaust there, not worried about that. Hasn't reached operating temperature yet. Oil pressure's okay. Still missing on this bank somewhere. First thing we'll be doing is plugs and just do a noid test on those injectors, see if they're all working and pumping. Could be a block injector. So, second start in 7 years. Not the first start. Remember, we got it started at Bruce's place, but then we conked out. Yeah, a bit of smoke coming off those exhausts down there. And the oil dripping that's been sitting there for 7 years on it. It'll burn off. See if this temp stays stable. I'll leave it running for another 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, it's the following morning. I did run it for another 5 minutes yesterday afternoon and the temperatures did stay stable. Mind you, it was only idling. But let's just rehash what we've done to get this thing started again. Last video, episode 2, I thought we had fuel to the rail, but we didn't. I had pressure to the pressure regulator and there was fuel in there, but it was only a little bit and it was just still under pressure, and that just made me think there was fuel. So I focused on why we didn't have injectors pumping, and it turns out that it was this little wire here that goes to the amplifier. It's quite common. It breaks and there's a coaxial shield that covers that wire, and that if the insulation of that white wire hits that coax, it shorts it out. And there was a little break right at the end there, so I've just replaced that wire and I've done a really nice insulation job. It does have a multi-connector on it, it's fine. So once we got the injectors to click and work, we had to work out why we didn't have fuel. And that pressure regulator, I've never seen that before, but that was actually jam stuck. I've heard them stuck wide open, but never jam stuck. So even if we did get fuel up to it, it wasn't going to go, not pressure to go up through to the rail. So as I said, I cleaned that out yesterday, blew it. I'm hoping it's still all right. It seems to be all right. And then we went to the back. We saw what the back was, and the reason why we weren't getting fuel to the front of the engine was the changeover valve wasn't working. So we bypassed that for the time being, and we've got it going. This thing still needs a massive amount of work. I'm really happy with a lot of things. Look at that, there's no rust down that radiator, down that block or filler cap, and no rust there, and that's been sitting for 7 years, so that tells me it still had quite a good lot of good coolant in it before this thing got laid up. We're going to give this thing some vitamins and minerals before we start it up again. We'll whack a bottle of that in it. We've got some upper cylinder lubricant, we'll whack some of that in it. And we've got a bottle of metho, that should increase the octane. Just joking, boys, not going to use the metho. We're going to use that this afternoon. We mix it with our orange juice. Take your vitamins. Yum. Put extra in. Make the battery back on and hopefully she'll start up again this morning. Well, it probably doesn't sound it on the video. She's running nice and quiet. No rattles or ticks or nasty knocking noises in it. And even the exhaust note's smoother. This one's still popping, but not as bad as it was when we first started it yesterday. It's only been a minute since I just took that last video, and she stopped coughing, and she's running on 12 cylinders, so that's a plus. I'm probably kidding myself, but I wonder if there's any gas left in that air conditioning. Pull out the manual. Oh, fair dinkum, look at that, that compressor's turning. I'm getting pluses all the time. That'll just probably need a top up. Yeah, flaps aren't working because I'm getting no air through that front vent. It's probably a vacuum leak somewhere. Could come good. We're ready to see if we can get this old girl to the garage under its own steam. First drive in 7 years. Well, she made it round the corner. Happy with that. She was spluttering a little bit going up that hill, but I think she's still okay. That door's full of water from all that rain we had. Can't believe how smooth it's running. It's just running almost perfect. Didn't think this had any fuel in it, but it's starting to drip. So I'll drain it out, and I've got some new washers to put on there. Well, I bought 6 of these drain plug washers. 2 for yellow, 2 for red, and 2 for antelope. This tank didn't have any fuel in it, but when I took the big main plug out, it started gushing out. So what's been happening in that is that changeover valve is stuck open, and fuel's been running out of the right tank and running into the left tank. So I don't know how much fuel's in it, but we've got to get it out. It's not going to do it anymore because I've cut off that changeover valve, but I hope there's not too much in there. You look like a cute little spider as far as cute little spiders go. Well, fortunately, not a lot of fuel drained over that other tank. I've just drained it empty. We'll put that new washer on it. And then and this one. The fuel wasn't too dirty. Not going to reuse it. Okay, we're going to pretty much just band-aid these rust holes up a bit. They always look worse when you start grinding them away. That's penetrated, would have been letting water into the cabin and under the dash, but we'll just fill it with some stuff temporary so it doesn't go any further. Why is it fucking raining on me? It decided to rain on me. I'll get this going really quick. Get out of this rain. Ugh, more rain. Can you believe it? Get out of here. I was looking at this pinky pretty stuff on the road and couldn't work out what it was until I came out and had a look. Now I know exactly what it is. Chinese polyurethane rack bushers. Ah, what a bummer. They're not the easiest thing to have to put in. It stopped raining, so I put it back outside again, just to play around a bit more. But every time we move that steering wheel, it's chopping those rack bushes out. Well, she's charging all right. Okay, I got to order some stuff from Easy Bay again. Let's do it. Well, she's running smooth. She's still going up to Dr. Jag next week. I'll get him to pull that distributor out, make sure that the advanced mechanism's working okay. We'll clean the valley out. He'll do plugs. I'm not going to do that. He'll do coolants and oils as well. We'll spend some money on the mechanics to get this thing going. Just reliable, so we can take it for drives. Then we'll get it down to the paint shop and get a quote on getting maybe a full respray. Don't know yet, but you can spend money on this car. They're a rare beast at the moment, and there's not a few of them around, and being an 88 makes it a big deal because the XJ40 was already in production at that stage. Down there. That's it. Get in there, get in there. It's comfy in the back here. Nice seats. I might get a chauffeur. But we'll probably wind it up. It's a pretty short little video, only because it's the end of the day. And tomorrow we're heading up to Waggy for 2 nights, 2 short days. To clean up because we've got some Airbnb people in there, and then we're back here again on Thursday night, and then on Friday morning we're getting up early and we're going to drive to Tamworth for a mate's son's wedding. And I was deciding what car I'm going to take, so I think we're going to take Adelaide, my 6-litre XJC, as the video that we did last time on it, all being short and a little bit amateurish. It was very popular. And we'll see a bit more of Australia for all my overseas viewers, and it might be a little bit fun. And wifey's coming along as my wingman. Anyway, back to this. Wow, we got it started. I'm so happy that I can put it into the garage now. It's a big relief for me. I didn't want it too long down the road there. It was bound to have something happen to it eventually. Anyway, it's going. The next step is we'll just tidy it up a little bit more. It's booked in for Dr. Jag on the 31st of March. Now I'll get him just to do a good check over. I might even get him to do those rack bushes and spend a bit of extra money on it. Is it a keeper? Oh, well, I think it is, but do I need another V12 Jaguar in my life? Probably not. So we'll catch you on the next episode. And thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. Press the like button if you liked it, press the like button if you didn't like it, and make sure you press that little handsome bloke down there, and subscribe. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Catch ya.